My name is Holly Aldersley and I'm a stereo supervisor at MPC. I was always a big film buff. You know, I loved Jurassic Park and I also loved Shrek, sort of the animation movies and stuff like that, Toy Story, you know, and I particularly found I loved just watching the DVD extras, you know, when they started talking about how they made it and what they started to do, and I started to realise that this could be a career path. You know, there is a whole sort of world that goes into making these films. I actually won a competition. The prize was an internship at MPC, and I came in and I was like just finished uni. I sort of finished a week ago, sort of rocked up, and I had no idea really what I was going to be doing, you know, where I was going to be going. I'd mainly wanted to focus on, I was really interested in compositing and the 2D side of things. So I started off there and actually doing like the dimensionalization side of things, breaking down people's scripts, breaking down comps. And I actually found that as a new starter, a really interesting way of picking up these scripts and works of all these really senior, experienced people and seeing what they'd created and seeing how they'd done it. I think I was quite a rare case. When I first started, my head of department was a female. Then when I first moved into comp, my lead was female, my supervisor was female. I don't think it's ever happened again. But I think it did really help. I think it gave me something to think like, you know, I could be like these women. You know, they were so confident, so awesome at what they were doing. And it really sort of gave me something to look forward to and to look up to and be like, yeah, you know, I can do this. Stereo is a really difficult thing because it's a very love-hate thing. People either love it or they hate it. And one of the reasons they hate it is, in my experience, is because they've seen bad stereo. And what I'm really passionate about doing is trying to make something that, you know, because stereo can be such a tool to really add something to a story. You know, you can really feel a sense of depth. You can see, you know, all this extra stuff, or you can, you know, make the audience feel really small or scared or feel what they're viewing big. And I think if you use stereo and 3D as a tool to do that and do it well, I think that's what will help to change sort of audience opinions on, oh, I saw it in 3D and it was amazing. There has been a really big push to try and, you know, be more inclusive and be more available and stuff like that. I don't think it's visual effects as an industry on its own. I think it's a global problem in you know, in a lot of industries and stuff like that. Within this industry itself, there was so many different jobs, so many different departments that could fit everyone of, you know, sort of all skills, all backgrounds, all abilities. And the more we push towards that, I think, and the more, you know, inclusive we become, I think the better everything will be. You know, if you have 10 people in a room and they're all exactly the same, they're all going to come up with the same ideas creatively, you know, they're all going to come up with the same things. If you have people with different histories, different backgrounds, different educations, you know, where they've all come from, everyone's going to have a different idea, and that's what pushes a creative industry forward. You know, that's what, you know, makes something different and new. I think I'm worried more about, you know, how women sort of stay in this industry. I think it's not currently a very family-friendly industry. You know, the hours, you know, the dedication it takes to make these films, to make these top-notch films, require a lot of your time. And I think a lot of people, and men or women, have to make that decision at some point to have, if they want to have a family or if they want to go back. And not a lot of people have managed to make the transition of juggling both. And I think that's, at the moment, I think, you know, I'm loving my career, it's going really well, you know, it's going forward, but at some point I will have to make the decision, or do I keep pushing forward, do I take a step back, you know? And I think until we address the balance of how to make it more accessible, how to make it more, you know, family friendly, if it's flexible working hours or anything like that, that allows people to have more options, I think that's the only way that's going to help to keep more women in top level positions eventually. Be confident. Believe in yourself. I think it's very easy to sit there, and particularly in a creative industry, to criticize yourself and criticize your work, or feel like that you're not doing enough, or you're not good enough. And I think that only comes eventually with experience. You go, oh, okay, yeah, I can do this, but you just have to really like push and believe yourself, and don't feel down if you suddenly get a negative review or something like that. It's just part and parcel of the job. You know, don't give up. It'll get there.